Okay.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the weekly Shonen Jump review. I'm Fonzy,
And I'm Hero.
and we're back with another set of good chapters, and starting off with World Trigger. Okay, gonna like this one. After the negotiations with Jin and Masamune, Jin has given up full rights to the Fujin Black Trigger, and why there was a reason for that instead of having the entire fight sequence if he was just going to give it up in the first place? Making the Fujin look better. And that's a good idea because just giving a hunk of black metal doesn't seem as impressive of when that hunk of black metal is a giant wind-like sword. And that was basically Jin's plan as he talks it over with the guys he just literally handed their asses to. And basically, Jin wanted to do this because not only did his special gift tell him, but also that he seems to have a complex of that he's of the older generation and that he wanted to make way for the newer generation, being that like Yuma and Osamu. In which case, Osamu and Yuma are doing well in their training, and I gotta say this, they got some really cool new looking uniforms from the original ones. I kind of like Osamu's like one shield like arm, being completely, unsymmetrical. I kind of like that stuff. Death the Kid would probably hunt me to the ends of the earth.
It's so 80s. Like in comics, they have like one shield plate.
Yeah, that's why I gotta think that Fist of the North Star was stuck in the 80s and has been for a while. So basically, after that, it's just more of a recap of them going through their training, getting new regiments, and it seems that Osamu's getting a little bit of a different training. He's not just a regular attacker now. He's going into dual training with attacker and gunner. So he's got to be pretty much like I. So I hope that happens. I want to see what he's capable of doing too. I mean, Yuma, we've already seen how badass he could be. But being that he can't use the black trigger inside the selections, so he has to use the scorpion, and I want to see what he's capable of doing with that, what kind of shape of the sword he's going to use. And it seems that Osamu's sister is also doing quite well. She's literally making the mark, and she seems to be a well-trained sniper at this point, and her facial expression has not changed at all. I'm wondering if that's just a freaking mask on her now.
And so is that it?
Yeah, that's pretty much it, Ed. But just saying this, the selection exams start in the next chapter, so wait for some fights to show up.
And now we say farewell to Jocko, which we find out that
a lot of interesting things about Jocko,
but there are a lot of boring things. Too much talking.
I will admit that this final chapter of Jocko is a lot of dialogue-heavy crap.
Yeah, but once it goes along, we find out that Jocko is in fact a prequel to Dragon Ball.
Yep, turns out Jocko, if you don't remember, Jocko's first mission was to be as a lookout for Earthlings from a warlike alien race, which that was the only thing we were on.
Which, I think I should get that quote, that he was on the lookout for a super powerful alien race that is going to, come to land on Earth. And here, and I quote, their main motives is to take over the planet. But the worst thing is that they're an evil alien race that loves to fight. Even the Galactic Patrol are no match for them, and the extinction bomb has no effect on them either. If the planet is ruled by a powerless race like this Earth, they will usually send a small child to slowly do away with the people on that planet. They have very long childhood. So they can deceive the people around them as a child until they grow up. After that, their body will quickly grow into a size that is suited to fight, and they will and they will continue to create havoc without hardly ever aging. So yeah, does this sound familiar? And he even comes out to say the Saiyans of planet Vegeta.
Didn't see that one coming. Screw you, Shyamalan. You're out of work.
And it shows like, at this point, Goku lands and he meets Grandpa Gohan, and there's some sort of continuity error.
Yeah.
Goku is wearing his Saiyan armor, which, if we remember, he was naked.
Yeah, butt naked as a kid because there was no time to put him in any uniform because the planet was about to blow up.
Because Frieza!
Yep. Yeah, because of that guy.
I want to make this Team 4-star joke. It's like, oh, what a perfectly good baby. Aren't you just adorable? I'm gonna name you Clark. Hey, Clark. No, that's so stupid. Oh, how about Goku? Which we do find out that, okay, all this time, I thought Goku meant Monkey Boy. It actually means the sun. No. No, it means the sky.
Well, yeah, because Son Goku is an interpretation for the Monkey King, in which the Monkey King was born from the skies above.
And the fact that Dragon Ball is sort of like it's sort of like his own interpretation of Journey to the West.
Though I have no idea what the scrolls of the scrolls of infinite wisdom are in line with Dragon Balls that cause you to grant a wish. And in that case, where's Tripitaka? Where's Pigsy? Where's Sandy?
And then we also find out that Tights is a little bit more important. Is that she's the daughter of Dr. Briefs. In other words, she's Bulma's older sister, which we never met before.
I'm sorry, but one thing about this chapter I do not like, and that would have to be the name choice. Why would you name your character Tights Briefs?
Because it's Akira Toriyama.
Akira Toriyama needs to be retired.
And then sometime later, that's when her parents come by, and then there's 6-year-old Bulma carrying a laser gun.
Would you not expect that?
Yeah, and Jocko introduces himself, so doing the Ginyu Force poses. And we also find out that Jocko is actually a grown-up in his race.
He's not all that tall.
Yeah, because assuming that in his race, men are shorter.
Yeah, and if you're wondering about that bodysuit, it's not a bodysuit. He's been running around butt naked the entire time.
Oh my. And
yeah, I know a certain alien who wouldn't mind that.
And and Bulma fixes the ship, making them look like idiots. And what was broken? It was, the antenna was just missing a piece.
Yep, she just screwed it back into place and, instant genius.
Hey, it works now! And the little gun that she has, it blows a freaking Kamehameha wave!
Yeah, you're a 5-year-old who made a laser cannon. Well, aren't you something?
and so Jocko leaves, and there's some narration which I actually like, which I think was narrated by Omori, and that the government guy is now living with them.
And
because
just cause.
And when Jocko got back, came back a few years later, he got a girlfriend, which we can't tell the difference.
Yeah,
they wear the same, they look the same.
And Jocko's the same.
Yeah, and we just can't tell, so we just have to assume the shorter one is Jocko.
It's okay. Now,
and then we also get a glimpse of Bulma growing up, which we all know. She's looking for the Dragon Balls, and that's when she's going to meet Goku.
And I'm just going to ask this, just to add, being that it seems like the Dragon Ball series might continue, but only in a certain way, like in these movies having to do with the battles of the gods, we might get a
crossover
or an appearance of Jocko in there. Or we might have to look in certain places in the Dragon Ball series or the Dragon Ball Z series and see if we could spot a little white and purple alien somewhere in the crowd.
No, that won't be possible.
I don't know. Have you taken a look at the crowds of several people?
No.
Well, I'm willing to go back and look for it. And if I find it, nuts to you. Anyways, that ends Jocko, and unfortunately...
Now, I want to give my 2 cents on this. Okay, it did throw me off for a loop, but this feels like like the editors were telling that we're going to cancel your series, and he was like, well, the series is going to be canceled, so fuck it, I'll just put him in the same universe as Dragon Ball. So I think this was like a cry for help. I need the money!
How does Akira Toriyama need the money? He survives on Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z alone. And both those series have been canceled.
And not GT.
Well, who would make money off GT?
No way.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Being that the Super 17 saga lasted 2 episodes.
Freaking 2. And now we get to Nisekoi, which nothing much goes on. It's just a bunch of talking.
Let's birthday party! Yeah!
Birthday party! Yay!
And you know what? I'm sorry, but this is just kind of an excuse for the girls to wear pretty dresses in this one.
Well, yeah, and for some reason, Shitoge is hailing Hitler.
No, that's just a high symbol. But then again, this looks a lot like how Hitler.
No. Do it. Don't do it with the Donald Duck voice. I don't know.
You did that too well.
And it was also when Chitoge actually was being nice to her fake boyfriend.
Wow, she can be nice to her fake boyfriend? I wasn't aware that could be a thing.
Well, the thing is that we suddenly know that she is actually falling in love with him.
Well, yeah.
And her bodyguard, I forget his name, but he's the guy that is trying to prove that the relationship is fake, but he just somehow couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
You know what he gives her for her birthday? A new jet plane.
But what would a high school girl need with a jet plane? Which would give the same reaction.
And what does
Raku?
Amici Joe?
I'm sorry.
What does Amici Joe give her? A bouquet of flowers. Aww. And then so she's walking about through in the hallways, and that's when she finds her dad. And they're
looking through a photo album. Oh, my daughter's growing up so much.
And that's when she finds out that when she was little, her eyes were brown. And for those who are not science geeks, it's very common for children that their eye colors change. Even my eyes color changed from when I was little to growing up.
So science geeks leads to eye color change. Wow.
This makes her happy, and the fact that she actually does have a chance with Raku.
Well, it's just all over that legacy thing. It's like that. No, sorry, not legacy. Like that legend that, like how Raku has the locket and Tachibana or Denia, sorry, and Chitoge all have keys that could possibly be the key to this lock.
But the thing is, they still have to figure out, what did Raku change in that story, and what was the real ending of the story? Because we remember the last page has been torn off.
Yeah, well, we just don't know if the book is just incredibly old.
And this is what questions is that he's like, okay, so the princess has a key, and so do the 3 girls who come to the prince's aid. And he thinks of 4 keys, and he's like, so what does this mean? And I'm starting to think well, this better not be referring to a polygamy.
I don't know. Polygamy is nice once in a while.
So we just don't know what is going on, and it's also the fact if you look at the storybook, all the girls have bows, so it's so you can't really say that Chitoge is the one who has it.
Well, in this case, we have to get off this, and now it's my turn.
Yes, you
We get back to One Piece, and oh my god, do characters shine in this one. Cavendish is going to be...
No, we have to say what Luffy calls him. Cabbage.
No, we don't.
My cabbages!
That's what you call him. You're the one who started the robot Rabbi Frankie thing. Anyways, well, the crowd is still booing down Rebecca because, she's the granddaughter of the previous king, Riku. Cavendish comes in and pretty much downplays the crowd because it seems to Cavendish he doesn't like fake people. If you say something, you better do it. And in this case, if he says, well, if you want this woman dead, you better come down and do it yourself like real people should. And yeah, basically bullwhips them, but they still love him. They still love Cavendish.
And there's even a woman in one panel where she's like, oh,
fawning over him.
And we do notice that there's also a guy who is...
Once again, not surprised. We have cross-dressers in this series. Aliens and cross-dressers. It's the Ichiro Oda effect.
I'm a sweet transvestite.
No, you're not. Anyways, what happens later on in the chapter, we get off that and the fighting starts. We then get back to... Oh my god, I hate these people. The small little people who talk like Elmer Fudd.
No, they talk like the Bird Series Paradox.
No, they talk like freaking Elmer Fudd because he saw this. I'm looking for wabbits. It's time to take out Wolflamingo.
My plan is great.
No, it's not. And neither is this speech. But anyways...
And the whale people need wavages.
Aside from that, while Zoro is talking to his friend...
The toy soldier?
No, because he's not there yet. They're all talking about their battle plan meeting. However, Zoro is catching up to them, and his friend is talking about the 3 people who got involved with the taking out of the the previous Riku kingdom, and it's all the people being Treble, Diamante, and Pika. And I gotta say this, if Steven Spielberg has a lighting fetish, I have a silhouette fetish. Because I just love the mystery that's behind their forms. Because we only know of Diamante's face and his title as the hero of the gladiator. And we've already met Treble, who seems to be like the advisor to Doflamingo. But Pika we have not seen yet. But he seems to have a estranged look to him of one of the members of the CP0. I'm not completely sure on that, but I cannot wait to see these 3. Because all 3 of these men, just these 3, were able to take out the entire Riku Kingdom Guard. And now at the last part. The last part is an unfortunate situation where Trafalgar Law has been subdued by both the new Supreme Admiral and Doflamingo. However, Doflamingo goes into a bit of dialogue about how the established the Celestial Dragons were started, and basically is that 20 kingdoms had started off with this, left their islands, and went to the Holy Continent Marijos. Mm-hmm. I hope I'm actually saying that correctly. And basically, one of the families skipped out, and that was the Arabasta family. Mm-hmm. So that means that one family didn't have a king. So basically, that led to different dynasties. And what is this particular kingdom? Oh, it has to be Dressrosa. And let me just say this: one of the creator kingdoms, being of that, is Doflamingo's family. So, if in fact the Straw Hats take them on, Luffy will now have had twice of which he has dealt with the Celestial Dragons. So, the first part in the archipelago, and now once for Doflamingo. So, Luffy's really on the ball on trying to piss off the world government.
And now,
Fight the power!
and now we got to Toriko because I don't think we have a lot of time left.
Yeah, Toriko is just basically a flashback of Midora being introduced to the younger versions of Jiro and Ichiryu, and the appearance of Acacia, which is nice to see our gourmet god. But basically, it's a flashback scenario of where Acacia is basically going to have to start looking for the ingredient called God to end the wars. And that's basically it. So now we get on to Naruto.
Which has just as much of nothing.
Just gotta make one mention. Susanoo with the curse mark. That's pretty cool looking. Also, and
we also see the very first Kages.
And one more thing to make mention. I'm sorry, but why is the first Raikage Jimi Hendrix?
Yeah, that was weird.
Go and read this. Jimi Hendrix is the first Raikage.
Nice.
And now on to
One Punch Man.
Okay, One Punch Man. Very quickly, Seeking gets demolished in one punch. There's your spoiler alert. However, somebody decides to be a troll. After Saitama defeats him...
And Saitama actually lies by saying, the other heroes, just weakened him, and that's why he was able to beat him easily.
Yeah, in order to stop this troll from making it appear as though that the heroes who all got beaten did nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And true that they kind of did nothing because, I mean...
Well, it's not the fact that they did nothing, it's just the fact they were very weak against him.
Yeah, and only Saitama was the one that could defeat him. So basically giving credit where credit is due. But of course, once again, we end off at the world's in danger again!
Yeah, with a giant storm, and now we get on to Bleach.
Okay.
You're going to have to really summarize this one.
Okay, Bleach. In this case, Bazz-B is unaffected by the freezing ray, and BG9 is also unaffected by Soifan's infinite Shunpo. And from what Bazz-B is that he is in fact the one who was able to downplay the Captain Commander's flames, and so basically Toshiro's ice sheet isn't even close to enough. As for Soifan, at one point I once thought that GB9 was actually a hollow. In fact,
he's a robot.
Yeah. A robot with tentacles, Gatling guns, and missiles, and he still has the giant missile Bankai stored up later.
And to end off with Bleach, I want to hit the robot guy to say, "Dead or alive, you're coming with me."
Well, he does say something around that line. Data analysis complete on Soifan.
and now we get to Dragon Ball. All we have to say is, Nappa's O-face.
I'm not sure it's like, wow, you really have the bad case of explosions now, don't you?
Yeah, and so Goku and Vegeta are gonna fight. So next chapter, stay tuned to find out.
Same Dragon Ball Z channel, same Dragon Ball Z time.
And so that's it for Weekly Shonen Jump.
However, we do have two announcements to make. Is that the art contest was it the storyboard contest or art contest?
No, it's a manga contest.
Well, the manga contest is coming to a close. So,
it's already closed. It's that they're gonna post their winners online, and the people vote for the main winner.
Yep.
And main winners depending on the regions.
Also, in the next issue, we're getting a brand new series that is actually a mystery at this point.
Yeah, it's just a silhouette. Oh, silhouette.
Don't steal my fetish, that's my thing. And also a chapter of Blue Exorcist to show up. So the hauntings continue as we'll go into the next magazine for Weekly Shonen Jump. Once again, this has been Fonzy.
And this is Hero.
And we're signing off. Looks like I'm picking my new